I'm the undergraduate recruitment coordinator here for VCU School of Education. So I'm kind of your concierge for VCU and the School of Education. If you have any questions about your programs or what courses you will take or what that transition may look like for you, I'm here as a resource for you. My contact information is there at SOE info, and you can also scan this QR code, which will take you directly to our website. Right now, we're actually going to transition. I'm going to bring two of our current students on to share more about their experience within VCU. Give me 1 second to just switch this. I'll have them start by introducing themselves, where they're from, their current program here at VCU, and share what drew them to teaching. So I'll have Alie start, followed by Annie.
Hi, guys. So I'm Alie. I use she, her pronouns. I am in the elementary education program, BSED, because there's another one that's in a different program. But I am from Chesapeake as well, so shout out 757. And what drew me to teaching, right? I love kids, and I loved just having those aha moments with kids. Like, that's what drew me to teaching, and kind of the inequities, which VCU really harps on. So yeah, I'll pass it on to Annie.
So I'm Annie. I'm from Fredericksburg, Virginia, and I'm an elementary education and teaching major also. And what drew me to teaching was I had kind of a moment within the pandemic where I kind of realized I got a job that led me to an opportunity that was working with kids at a summer camp. And I kind of had an epiphany that I had been teaching pretty much my entire life. I grew up with amazing teachers, elementary school, middle school, and high school. And I kind of realized that my teachers were my heroes and my big role models. And I realized that I wanted to be that for other kids. And I think right now we need good teachers, and we have an opportunity to kind of change schools and change education. And we are the people to do that. And I want to be a part of it. So that's what drew me to teaching.
Perfect. Thank you both. So I'll be asking Alie and Annie some questions, but please, below the video, you'll see a box where you can enter questions. If you would like to ask them questions at any time, please feel free to drop them there and I'll ask them. But I'll start with Annie. What made VCU the right fit for you?
So for me, it's actually kind of a funny story how I ended up here in this place tonight. I actually came to VCU as a fashion merchandising major. And VCU, on top of the School of Education, had an incredible public arts program. Also being from Fredericksburg, I wanted that feel of independence. You know, going to VCU, I'm only from an hour away. So if I needed to get home or my parents needed to get to me, it was a nice balance between being independent, but also, you know, having that closeness to home. But I ended up, you know, liking my program in fashion. It didn't end up being for me. But then it brought me to the School of Education. And I don't think even if I had the option, I was coming in as an education major, I don't know that I would have gone anywhere else. But it's definitely that proximity to home. I love the area. Richmond is so diverse. It's got a lot of opportunities. There's, as Kenedy said, there's so much to do. I mean, there's things going on all the time. And even in COVID, there's opportunities to feel that sense of community, which I liked a lot. So that's one thing that drew me to VCU.
Great. Thank you. And Alie?
Yeah, I had a very similar story to Annie's. I did not get as far as she did, but I did come in as a psych pre-med. Didn't stick with that. I had a similar thing with Annie where in the pandemic, I realized that I wanted to be teaching these children, and VCU they are so focused on equity and making sure that we give students equal opportunity. And I think that they were just the perfect fit because the community is so diverse. I've met so many different people, amazing people. Everyone at VCU is amazing. And I just, like Annie said, the culture in Richmond is amazing. We have so much art just everywhere. I love that you can just walk somewhere and there's art everywhere. And there's a lot of music. Richmond doesn't get enough hype on their music. We have an amazing music scene. And I just felt the most at home when I went to VCU. It was just, everyone was so accepting and it was just a warm feeling. So, yeah.
Thank you. Those are great. And they talked about the music and the things to do around Richmond. I failed to mention earlier that Richmond does not have any chain restaurants, yet there are a ton of restaurants around Richmond. I always joke that our students eat their way through the city because honestly, there's every type of cuisine and dessert you can imagine throughout Richmond. We are a foodie town, restaurants on every corner that you turn. Alie, what do you think distinguishes VCU's education program?
Yeah, I looked at a lot of education programs because I wasn't sure if I wanted to stay at VCU when I made that switch to education. And none of them addressed kind of the hard parts. I feel like they did not give you the nitty gritty. And I don't want to bash on those programs. I think that's amazing, but I just really wanted to focus on getting in those Title I schools that everyone kind of shies away from, and VCU encourages you. So I think, just the focus on equity, really, and accessibility.
Yes. And Annie?
So I was actually talking about one of the other faculty about this the other day, where in Virginia, you couldn't get a Bachelor of Education like 2 years ago. And I was talking to her and I was like, I didn't even realize that this program was so new because it was so well thought out and so organized, where I came in and like, it was kind of a whirlwind the way I came into the program, but every single person that I came across and that I talked to was so helpful and so willing to help me. You know, they wanted to get me into the program. They wanted me to be there, and it made me want to work even harder and made me want to be doing what I'm doing even more. So I love the balance of, methods classes with also core classes. I'm in a chemistry class right now, which is part of the core requirements, and I love it so much. I'm learning a lot, but then also method classes like movement education. Even though I'm not a physical education major, it's something that's super important that they integrate into the degree, and we take a lot of really important, really interesting classes, and it's a good combination, lots of hands-on learning, lots of hands-on experience. And I've got friends at Virginia Tech, and they don't even get into classrooms until like their senior year. And we're starting our practicum, coming in after you've got, however many credits, and that's not often. Also, your licensure is built in. So like we're taking our VCLA in order to get into teacher prep. That's one thing you need for your license already that you'll have done before you're even getting out of college. The way that it's set up is like, exactly what you need to do and when you're going to be doing it. And if you don't know, you've got a great advisor. Camden is amazing. And if you ever have questions, there's always someone there, which is incredible.
Yes, thank you both. And what suggestions would you give to future students or incoming students as they prepare to begin at VCU in their education programs?
I would just say take as many opportunities as you can. I mean, it's 4 years of your life, but I will say that time goes by really, really fast. And having those opportunities really allows you to get yourself incorporated into a community and to find your cohort. And there's so much to be done. And like, even if you find there's not enough opportunities, like Alie and I are talking about starting an education club right now, because the program is so new, we're finding that there's things that we can start or we can be a part of. And just having these opportunities, like being on this panel tonight, like I was, so happy to do this, and just finding those ways to get involved.
Thank you. And Alie?
Yeah. I think I don't want to scare you, but I do want to say this program, it's intense. And I like it because I'm so passionate about it. And I think it's the most rewarding program, but it is it's hard. It's intense. So I would say always, just prepare yourself to be, your entire life is education, and that's okay. I love it. It's amazing. And like Annie said, take opportunities. Everyone here is amazing, and everyone I've talked to, I cannot say I have a negative experience about them. So I think, yeah, just get involved and be ready to work.
Yes. And we have people and resources in place to support you when it gets intense. That's what we're here for. Alie, what do you think is the most rewarding aspect of teaching so far in your experience?
Yeah, I think the most rewarding part is the relationships you build. It's amazing when a kid comes into class like the next day, just like, and I had a kid like bring me art, and I made a comment about it, like just in passing. He said something like about how he's really into this drawing that he was doing, and I was like, oh, that's really cool, you should show me. And he did come in and show me, and I could tell that he was just so happy that someone was interested. And I don't know, just those little things like that, it just makes it all worth it.
Definitely. And Annie, what would you say the most rewarding aspect is?
I just think about how I'm 21 years old now, and I still haven't forgot about the experiences I had when I was in elementary school. It's those memories. It's like in elementary school and, all through your educational career, you're learning a lot, but you're also making a lot of memories and having a lot of experience. And then it's about those kids that come back, or those kids who remember you, because a lot of times teachers don't realize kids carry what they have in that classroom for a really long time in their life. And like, I did an interview with my 5th grade teacher the other day, and she was shocked at how many things and how many small details I remembered about the memories and the things we did in her class. And it's those moments, and also the growth that you can just see in students. That's a huge part. It's like, it's not about whether to a certain level, it's seeing them go from point A to point B and watching them grow, and being with them every day and forming those bonds and just being able to care about them and letting them know that you're going to be there for them, through their journey, even after they leave your classroom. I think that's the most important thing. And that's what I love the most about teaching.
Yeah, those are great. Thank you for sharing those with us. And then this is the last question that I have for you all. I don't see any in the chat as of yet, but what is your favorite thing or memory or experience since you've been in VCU School of Education?
I think Alie and I would probably have the same answer. We got very, very lucky with our cohort coming in. We have a group where we took our intro class, so it's TEDU 101, it's Introduction to Teaching with Dr. Yamin. And even though it was virtual, we had optional Zoom discussions on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And we had this group of students where we were all in the same class, and we would come to those discussions, and it would be the same group of people every week. And so we all kind of got to interact. We got to know each other. We got to talk. And then you keep going in your major, and it's like you see those same people over and over again. And it's like I feel connected to them, and I've made friends, and we're all so supportive of each other that we're all still in the same classes together. We laugh together. We work together. We support each other, even when we're going through those intense moments like applying for teacher prep. But it's like you have each other's backs. It's like you get to go through all of this with people, and there's opportunities to meet people right from the jump.
And Alie?
I have the exact same answer as Annie does. The good thing about how small School of Education is right now is you really get this little cohort that you just see all throughout. And it's so nice to have that familiarity throughout. And just even through the pandemic, like I have not taken a School of Education course in person, but I feel like I have such a tight-knit community with them. And so, yeah, that would be my favorite, because they were my group during the pandemic. We still felt like we were together. So I think I've seen the other cohorts so far. We are definitely the best, but I definitely think this trend is continuing. We have, again, it's amazing. I know I'm supposed to sell you on it, but I'm being honest. It's amazing.
And also the professors. The professors are really good at making sure that they're a part of that cohort, that they're, giving opportunities to engage with one another, putting you in breakout rooms or, working on group projects so you can get to know one another. And also they're just incredibly supportive, whatever you go through, being open, be honest, they're always understanding. They get what we're going through, and they've been fantastic. And they're also there to help you outside of the classroom and whatever endeavors that you have too.
Yes, it's that School of Education Ramley I mentioned earlier. It is very true. We support one another. We are here to support our students. And as you can see, our students support one another, and they're very passionate about their programs and education in general. Again, I don't see any questions. If you have any, please feel free to add them. Other than that, that is what we have for you tonight. I hope this was informative and engaging for you. If you have any questions, again, please feel free to reach out to me, even if it's not School of Education related and you want to know the meal plan options available at VCU. I can either answer that or find someone who can answer that for you. We really want to make sure that you're choosing the best school for you. Of course, I'll say it's VCU, but we really want you to be successful in your next academic career and endeavor. So I hope tonight was informative for you and you feel excited and energized to join VCU School of Education. We have a few more events coming up in the School of Education where you can meet some of our other students and faculty and staff. So please keep an eye out on your email for that. Again, thank you for joining us tonight. Please feel free to reach out to us, and we hope to see you soon in the fall semester. Take care, everyone.
She left.